Now, President Trump promised to be tough with the Islamic Republic of Iran during last year's campaign, a policy he has held to. Since taking office, he has implemented maximum pressure and maximum sanctions against Iran, also authorizing ongoing strikes against the Houthis, a Iran-backed terrorist proxy. President Trump has said he is leading with a peace through strength policy. And joining me now to discuss this is Rabbi Yaakov Menken, Executive Vice President of the Coalition for Jewish Values, the nation's leading rabbinic organization with over 2,500 rabbis in the network. Rabbi Menken, as always, good to see you. You are well versed on this topic. President Trump's ramping up the pressure on the Islamic Republic of Iran with threats of bombing, secondary tariffs if they don't agree to a nuclear deal. He's made it clear, negotiate now or face consequences. How do you see things going?
Well, I can't tell you what the Ayatollah is going to do. I know that President Trump has to be taken extremely seriously. He means what he says. He means his commitments. He's also extraordinarily aware, unlike too much of America and too much of the West, of what a danger the Ayatollah represents. It's not just that they might get nuclear weapons. It's that everybody else who has gotten nuclear weapons is holding on to them because of dangers that they perceive from the outside. Nobody wants to be the first to use. So ever since a second side got nuclear weapons, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that was the end of the story, because mutually assured destruction for everybody else is a real danger. For the Ayatollah, he goes up to heaven, he goes to his 72 virgins, so do all of his people. They honestly believe that martyrdom is a great way to end their lives, and if that's through nuclear annihilation, they'll go for it. That's a problem.
You know, with all of this said, Iran's economy is tanking. Their regional proxies are getting hit, right? Now Trump's got, B-2 bombers in the Indian Ocean ready to strike. Iran has never been weaker, but will the Islamic Republic of Iran bend the knee, or are they desperate enough to lash out? I mean, is diplomacy with them even possible?
Well, diplomacy with terrorists is always extortion. And that's the problem. That it's not that the Iranians might negotiate a settlement. It's that they're going to be going back channel to try to continue to develop weapons. They've got to do something that allows inspections, robust inspections in Iran, or there really has to be a military effort to stop them, because otherwise, sooner or later, they're going to get a hold of nuclear weapons and they're going to use them.
How would the political dynamic of the Middle East change if the revolutionary regime was gone?
Well, it would change a great deal. Look how much of the effort to destabilize the entire region is currently coming from Iran. They're behind the Houthis, they're behind Hezbollah, they're behind Hamas. They're doing everything through proxies, but they are causing robust damage in Lebanon, in Syria, in Israel, and of course, right there in Yemen and in Iran itself. These are not people who care about their own people, much less anybody else. All they want is to dominate the region under a caliphate under which nobody but they have civil rights.
Let me ask you this. President Trump is getting ready to go to Saudi Arabia soon. It's going to be, a big trip for him. You think there's going to be talks about, the Islamic Republic of Iran while he's there? Because, Saudi Arabia is positioning themselves as the leader of the Middle East.
Well, I think, of course, it has to come on the table that the Saudis are really trying very hard to play themselves as rational leaders, adopting much less extreme policies than many of their neighbors. And obviously, that's a good sign. There is a hope that they would join the Abraham Accords, for example, and have free trade open up between Israel and Saudi Arabia, where Saudi Arabia was a country where before 2000, and just 20 years ago, Jews weren't even allowed in the country. I should say 25 years ago. So it's been a big change, a big step forward. And obviously, they can do a great deal to try to rein in Iran because, they're right there.
Where does Qatar play in all of this?
Qatar is a very interesting story. I heard very interesting Senator Marshall trying to defend Qatar's conduct. They're really playing both sides. I mean, they've been harboring Hamas leaders in their country, while at the same time they're trying to broker peace deals and make things move forward. It's a very big risk to play in that region, period. The problem is that if America doesn't, a country like Iran ends up with nuclear weapons and the entire world is destabilized.
Well, we'll be watching this one closely as President Trump has made it clear that he is putting maximum pressure on the Islamic Republic of Iran. Again, I always like to say it's not the people of Iran. The people of Iran want to be freed from the IRGC.
That is completely true. And the people of Iran are very, very different than the leaders. There was a movement behind them 45 years ago, and I think they realize how badly that has worked out.
Rabbi Yaakov Menken, as always, good to see you. Thank you so much.
Good to be back. Thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.com for immediate access to all the clips you've been waiting to see.